had like a cereal. You would go
Oh,
see.
yes. My brother just loved the cereals. Like, you would go on Saturday and see, like a Western guy, and, it would be the story, and then right at the end, he would be in great peril. And then the next Saturday, he would get out of that trouble, and then some other things would happen, and he would be in trouble again at the end.
So it'd be like a TV show, but you just had to go
like
to the
a
movie.
series, right?
And there were a lot of different cereals. The one I really, really loved was Nyoka, Queen of the Jungle. And that's, we would play. I was Nyoka. No, wait, you were Nyoka.
I
And
liked the
I
one
was-
that had the cape, whoever
Yes.
that was.
Were you that, or was I?
Well, I tried.
Okay, there was this evil queen, and I think she was in like a diamond mine or something. And she would, you would hear this cymbal or drums, and then she had this, was it a fur cape? This luxurious cape, and she would sling it over her shoulders. I just thought that was so dramatic. But Nyoka was sort of like Tarzan, and she was really good looking. I have looked her up on the internet since I've been grown. And she would, sort of swing through the garden, the jungle, and do good things.
Okay, do you remember then you did pull it up? What was her name?
I don't remember that. There were two people who played the part over the years. It was like a series that probably, would go over, a period of a couple of years or something every Saturday,
Okay, right before we left home, when I was a senior, the neighbor, my friend of mine I went to spend the night with, her neighbor had just gotten a TV. So we walked down to his house, and they said, well, come around here and see the TV. And I went around there, and all I could see was white. The whole screen was just snow. And so I decided right then that I didn't particularly like TV.
Well, they were really good people. I guess you don't appreciate it at the time until you look back. And just like Minnie compares herself to Daddy. So if you want to know the kind of person he was, just look at Minnie.
No. Please shut it off. I'm going to be...
And she's
She's
right.
sad.
He was a very responsible person. And I think he worked hard all his life. He worked hard on their farm, and he worked hard in the oil field for his family all his life.
Now, he went to school until when?
Well, I understood he went to about the 5th grade. Someone said they thought he went.
It was fifth.
Okay.
That's what he always said. 5th grade. And then you had to help with the crops and the...
Right.
So he went to work on the farm.
Oh, yes, he had to plow.
So a lot of times he probably, missed class, when,
Yeah.
and he had to walk a long ways.
Where did he go to school?
Well, he went to Pine Hill, where we originally went when
Right.
we moved back, which was really still a long ways.
Right.
And then he went to Jackson, which was, like about a mile from here.
And your dad grew up not far from here.
Right.
Their house place was
Right.
a mile or-
Probably a mile or so from here.
And then Mother, though, she went through the 9th grade, right?
Right.
That's what she always said, the 9th
And Mother was a very warm, outgoing person. She loved people. She was a very good Christian. She really always did her best.
grade. But I was going to say that I remembered you could usually tell when it was going to be Christmas because every time you walked in the hall by the quilt box, you could smell apples. And because that's what Daddy thought you got at Christmas, because didn't that what they got when they were...
Right,
young?
and it was always like if you wrote to Santa, it was this cliche phrase, fruits, nuts, and candy.
So that's what you asked for.
Well, you would ask for the main thing you wanted, like a doll or something.
Right.
And then, that was sort of fruits, nuts, and candy. But you had to ask for it. It wasn't assumed that you were going to get it.